What's up, guys? Okay, little corona bug update for you. If you're not paying attention to this bug, I would encourage you to do so. Now, get a couple of things out of the way up front and immediate. If you're currently panicking over the corona bug, you're wrong. If you are making fun of people panicking over the corona bug and not taking it seriously yourself, you're wrong. There's a lot of wrong going on right now. It seems like everybody is falling into one of those two categories. And I use the word everybody generically. But it seems like on a lot of the popular pages on social media, websites, YouTube channels, etc., that are all preparedness, survival, whatever related, it seems like everybody that follows those pages is falling into one of those two categories. They're either panicking and losing their mind and throwing out crazy notions, or they're absolutely not taking it seriously at all and are making fun of people who are taking it seriously. I mean, really? I've only got one explanation for it. There's a lot of people that are into survival and preparedness as nothing more than a hobby. And all of a sudden that hobby has become very real, and they are completely overtaken by normalcy bias to try and self-justify their lack of real preparation, and are projecting that onto others to try to make themselves feel better. This bug is a real threat. It's a real danger. But probably not for the reasons that most people are putting out there and talking about. Now, I said this in my previous video, and I'm getting a little redundant here, but I'm going to do it anyway because apparently it bears repeating. The concern from this bug is not the virus itself. What you need to be paying attention to is what the government's doing, and more importantly, what people are doing. When the government comes out and says, okay, we need everybody to stay home for a week or two and don't go out anywhere just so we can let this thing die off. When all of the people out there who aren't prepared and aren't ready suddenly realize they do not have the things in their house they need to stay there for a week or two without leaving, they're all going to run to the store. They're going to wipe out the shelves like that, and do not think that it can't happen. We see it down here in hurricane-prone areas every year. These people are going to wipe out the shelves. And again, thanks to our idiotic just-in-time stocking system, where the stores rely on trucks running every day to keep their shelves stocked, those trucks aren't going to be running every day because the same people that drive those trucks are now also going to be staying home or trying to find supplies, and the trucks aren't going to be running to keep them shelves stocked. It's going to start a little chain reaction, potentially. Let me emphasize potentially. It could start a little chain reaction that causes things to snowball out of control real quick, that have nothing to do with the virus. Nothing at all. It'll start people on a road of panic, which could then in turn lead to rioting, looting, etc. That's where I think the concern needs to be, not on the virus itself. Now, I don't even believe everything that we're being told about the virus, and I don't think you should either. Another thing that I think you need to completely shy away from is all of these people that keep touting, well, the flu kills X number of people per year. Whoop-de-freaking-do. How is that in any way relevant to what this virus does? The only way we can compare those two is after this virus has been around a full year. In a full year, then we can see what it's done in a year and what the normal flu does in a year. Then we can make the comparison of which one is more deadly, right? But up until that time, bringing up the flu is completely, totally, and utterly irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. That there's no reason to bring it up at all. It has no bearing, no comparison, no nothing. Because you don't have equal data to compare. We've only got a couple of months worth of data on this corona bug. So be very careful of how you let that enter into your psyche. And again, like I said a while ago, this is not something to panic over. It's not sweeping across the globe, killing people by the millions. Yet. Okay? And that is yet to be seen as to whether or not it will actually do such a thing. It very well may not. But regardless of what it does, if people do things, the virus won't matter anymore. If people are panicking because store shelves are empty and deciding that they need to go get whatever it is they need to get any way they deem necessary, even if that means coming and taking it from you or somebody else, if people start panicking and getting out of control and going all loop-de-loo, I'm sure you're going to feel great while you're sitting there getting raped and pillaged and plundered, going, well, at least it doesn't kill as many people as the flu. Somebody explain that to me, please. I can't fathom how that, while the city's on fire, well, it doesn't kill as many people as the flu. How does that help me or you or anybody else in any way, shape, or form? Here's an idea. If you're watching this channel, if you're on any of these other so-called survival and preparedness pages and forums and whatever, why aren't you ready for something like this? You should easily have enough supplies in your house to stay there a week or more, 2 weeks even, just 2 weeks, without having to leave it and go out. Easily. But so many of you apparently aren't. So many of you that are following all these pages is what I mean. Now is the time, people. If you're not already ready, right now is the time to get ready. Excuse me. That doesn't mean you go spend $5,000 on food and stuff. Go to the store and get what you normally get to have in your house and then buy extra. Get enough cans of Chef Boyardee and Vienna sausage. Vienna sausage is good, don't you knock it. Spam, whatever, things that you can fix and prepare for food that don't require refrigeration. Things that you'll end up eating anyway at some point down the road. Toilet paper. Really, tell me, how can you have too much toilet paper? Ever. It doesn't go bad if you're storing it properly, and you will absolutely 100% need it at some point. 2 weeks worth of toilet paper is not a big expenditure. Dry goods like that, foods that you can fix that don't require refrigeration, treat it as if you're in the hurricane belt, if it's a hurricane coming, if you're up north where blizzards and stuff come through, something like that, fuel for your generator, a way to get water, food on hand that you can fix that doesn't require refrigeration, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, things like that. Things that you would need if you wanted to stay in your house for a couple of weeks without leaving it and going outside. Make sure you've got your self-defense situation up to par. Ammo, mags, your gun, your gear. You should already have all that anyway, but maybe you're just getting started. I understand that. Now's the time to start getting that stuff squared away and dialed in. If you're already ready, look for holes. Look for areas where you can increase, plug in, fill in, bolster up. Doesn't mean panic. It means go about your normal life and be ready. That's the whole point of being prepared, is that when something like this comes up, you're not the fools that are out there running around panicking and flipping out. Because in probably 80% of the situations I can think of, be they economic, biological, natural, whatever, it's not the actual problem that you run the big risk of doing harm to you. It's people and their reactions to it. That should be like at the top of your focus of concern. Again, with this virus, stop looking at the virus itself and start paying attention to what people are doing. When you see all these people who are advocating that it's no big deal, it's nothing, really? You mean they're more intelligent than all the so-called scientists that are looking at this thing? Where do they get their information from? Where does the random person on some Facebook page, some YouTube channel, wherever, where do they get the concrete scientific data and information to comment and say, it's nothing, don't worry about it? Really? Where? Because I don't have that information, and I look for it, and I know people who actually are PhD MDs and PhDs in other areas. They don't even know. Just food for thought. Which is why I keep saying, stop focusing on the virus. We don't know what it's going to do yet. It's still too early. We have like zero credible data on this thing to amount to anything. You can't believe anything that's come out of China. You can't believe anything that's come out of a large number of the countries that it's already been reported in. I mean, really? Do you think Iran is going to report honestly and in a sharing, cohesive manner any more so than China? Seriously? I don't even believe what the United States government is saying about it, because there's every reason for them to downplay it so as to keep people from panicking. They want all of you parroting the same line of, oh, the regular flu is worse, the regular flu is worse, the regular flu is worse. They want all you parrots. Good job. Way to go. They're playing you like a fiddle. How about you don't go either way and you kind of make your own little line right in the middle? I'm not listening to these fools and blowing it off as nothing, and I'm not listening to these fools who are panicking and freaking out and saying it's the end of the world. How about I'm just going to be ready in case people get stupid, regardless of how bad it is, and do my own thing. How about that? I mean, it's a crazy idea, but here we are. Because if it's truly a humankind killer type bug, there's not a whole lot that any of us can do that's going to prevent that. We can protect ourselves from other human beings who lose their mind and go stupid. That we can do. So how about we focus on that? I mean, I'm repeating everything in one way or another that I said in the previous video, but it just seems like it's ramping up. Now, on that note, I'll close out with this. This virus is spreading. There's still a lot they don't know about it. I don't believe what we're being told about it. I don't believe that it's as bad as we're being told, and I don't believe it's worse than we're being told. I don't really believe a lot in here about it. What I do believe in is that people get stupid. So that's what you need to prepare for, in my mind. Based on what's being told, said loosely, the easiest way to not catch this virus is to avoid people. If it comes to the point, going back to how we started this, if you guys just stay home for a week or two to avoid people and let it die out, then so be it. Have the stuff on hand to be able to do that. If in a month from now it completely disappears and we're looking back going, wow, remember that stupid thing that happened a few months ago? That sure fizzled out. I will be tickled pink about that. That will be great. Awesome. All the stuff that I bought and already had on hand, guess what? I'll use it, or I'll be ready for the next problem that comes along, because there's a whole lot of potential problems out there that could come down the pipe separate from this. This ain't the only thing that is cause to be prepared and ready. Simple as that, guys. So, don't panic. Don't be an ostrich and stick your head in the sand. Don't parrot stupid, irrelevant, oranges to apples information. Don't panic. Did I mention that already? Yeah, I think I did. But, oh, by the way, don't panic. Don't go around downplaying it to people. Don't act like it's not a concern. Don't act like you shouldn't be prepared. Don't act like you shouldn't be ready for things to go bad. Is that complicated? I think not. So, there you go. Thanks for listening to the ramble. My thoughts are worth exactly what you paid for it at the door. So, keep that in mind. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Keep an eye on it. And if I hear of anything that I feel is credible and worth noting, I will get on here and note it. Okay? See you guys in the next one. Stay safe.